Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hey, some technical difficulties so early in this evening. This is Logistical Nightmare coming to you on Wednesday night, ACC console racing. And boy, do we have an interesting one. So tonight, we believed that we have placed our guys in the most difficult positions by far, currently qualifying with a Porsche Cup car in the wet. And based on the talks, the theories, and where the chats has been going all over our Discord this week, boys are unhappy. They are indicating that this is the biggest challenge they've ever had since the beginning of time, I would guess. Then again, this is LNR. We will make it interesting and we keep it real. Having said that, this is qualifying. 10 minutes on the poles, boys are out on track. As you can see, couple of yellow flags here and there. Everyone's trying to put out the good pace times. No one has really been on the board, so 7 minutes left on the clock. Nürburgring, ACC in a cup car while raining. I don't think anyone's gonna love us, but I am here, your host this evening, for a 2 x 30-minute race session. So yes, we've got two 30-minute sprint cup sessions, a couple of new teams on the block. Again, for those that have watched the telemetry on the sidelines, 16 racers, and just by looking at it, there's a few additional DMRE boys here. New Oaks on the block, DMRE DEP and DMRE Dino. New team entered, new team want to participate. That's going to be interesting. That is GTA slow, just looking at that man spinning as he just exited there on the Michael Schumacher S's. Not a happy chappy, that I can assure you, because he's not even put up a time. Assetto at this stage looks to be the only one that will be doing an official lap. So let's see where he brings it up coming down the main straight. A 2:02.9 on the dot. Now, question stands. What are the other guys going to bring? Looking at them practicing, I do know the individuals that we've seen over the last few weeks bringing it to play. And of course tonight, we don't have LNR Pace because I don't see him on the board. The man won't be with us. Hope all is well with him and his family, and hope to see him back next week. Best of luck for his adventures on the other end of the world. God bless, Godspeed. But that doesn't take away. Skitty on the block now. Again, one of the big boys over the last couple of weeks. We are at race 4 in this season. LNR Season 2, Race 4, Nürburgring Cup Car. Boys on the chat, welcome to you, Oaks, Paul, Ethan, DMR, Alvin, Jazz. Hello, boys. It's going to be hard tonight. That's all I know. For some other weird reason, some wacky lunatic made this combo, and it looks like fun. These cup cars, from what I believe, and I'm looking at the boys on the stream, on the chat, just refreshing my memory. From recollection, there is no traction control on these cars, and I don't believe they have variables on ABSs. Plus, it's a Porsche. Plus, it is raining. And it is Nürburgring. Oh dear, no dear. But, nonetheless, it is fun. Skitty being the main oak, putting it onto the table with a 2:02.8. Closely followed by Kuketso. RTA Mutua, teammate of Skitty, looking very good. Oh, that Porsche looks beautiful. I love that color. I don't know why, but that blue, white with a fully painted black body just looks beautiful. It catches your eye instantaneously. The minute I looked at it, I was like, wow, that's good. Neat, simple, clean, and sexy. So Paul goes, no TC, only ABS. Oh dear, no dear. So tonight, it is practically who can feather throttle the throttle around Nürburgring. This is going to be interesting. Looking down the track, Sarge 2 seconds off the pace, still struggling. It sounded like that was a spin. Eleanor Dave in his beautiful orange car. That looks fantastically gorgeous. GTA is slow. And again, loving the colors here. So these two individuals I am fully going to focus on for the next few minutes on a contribution race in contribute to a fellow sim racer who has passed away due to COVID recently. May condolences from us as Logistical Nightmares and everyone around them that did know this individual. Phenomenal guy, friend to many. Big condolences from us to his family. We wish them all the best in their adventures. He will most certainly be loved and missed. I think many of us are shocked, but not going to keep this to a down slope. This livery that we see here is in recognition of Interpret Striker, good friend to many. And again, it just shows you how much we do actually care when fellow guys do go out. Sim racing is not just all about racing. We are also a community of friends. Humble respect to him. Moving on. That is GTA is slow, and then of course we got his teammate GTA is Frost. Same livery, same conditions. Looking good in the top 4. More boys going off track. New boy on the block, Dino, looking fantastic on his livery. Looks very well. I actually like that. He's currently sitting in 3rd place. So the two new team guys, the two DMR boys, are bringing it to the table. So a couple of front runners in position. Sarge looking great. Molt Gary, aka D Snail, and he's fantastic. Blue and black Porsche over there. Frankie, the only man here driving on the controller, giving it beans, and I really think that's going to be hard for him today. If there's any condition to do finger swapping scenarios, today is going to be those ones. Kale, VDP haven't set a time yet. Fireblade not yet on the marker. OJJ running around, no time at this moment. So epic times. Ethan, Paul, custom liveries on PlayStation. Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh, one more guy spinning off. The more I look at guys, the more I'm spinning off, and this is probably what you're gonna see today. Lots of guys cutting grass, and we're calling it the cutting grass methodology. But nope, it's not even commentator's curse. This is literally just guys spinning off. Final moments of the qualifying session. Top 5 is Skitty, Coquetto, Dino, Dave, Frost, followed by Mutois, Sarge, Slow, Mulgari, Charlie, Fireblade, Robin, Frankie, Deaky in 14th, hasn't set a time yet, probably very concerned. Gale, not a time. OJJ, no time. I'm going to sit here by Skitty, who's currently in 2nd place. He was out-qualified by Kuketsu. Can he do better? Will he get his pole position? No, misses. Hits the marker. Well done, Skitty. That's the time limit there. 0.100 of a second. 10th of a second. 100th of a second. Faster than Kuketsu. Arena gents, so this is going to be epic fun. Like I said, as indicated, Porsche Cup car, Nürburgring, wet, no traction control. This is all about learning how to feather throttle the throttle to get the right amount of speed if and when it's needed around every corner. Not too big, not too bold. Start pressing the the throttle the minute you have a straight line. If your car is pointing forward, you can go. If it points backwards, don't think it's going to be ideal. So looking at the grid, side to side, top to bottom, Skitty leading the qualifying session as always, keeps on getting that pole position. My question though, with Eleanor Pace not being here, the man who's been dominating most of the races this season, not available, will Skitty take his first victory of the season? All to play for here, anything can go. Big opportunity for him to put it down and get the victory today. Not sure if that is possible based on the fantastic conditions set out here tonight. Then of course he is got Diamari Dino right behind him. He's got Kuketso on his left hand side. Then we have Dave in fourth, Trust in fifth. Oh, that probably looks like Sarge is there. GTA is slow is there. We got Mulgary way there at the back, and then certain individuals that didn't do their qualifying session. So, word of good luck from me to them. I wouldn't want to be them, but hold on to your horses, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be epic fun and definitely a test of time. I do not know how they're going to do it. From a point standing position, I've actually never looked at it. I should have actually just brought up the points, which I didn't do. I'm odd. Let's see if we can get that. Championship standings currently at this moment. I need to go do a bit of administration, grab a couple of details, see if I can get it all in, place some pictures. Where do we stand with the current standings? So points in position. This after round 3. We are tonight at round 4. So leading the pack is Team Valentino, followed by Team Pace. Then we have the fastest team, which is of course Skitty and them. So tonight is one of those nights where they can start capitalizing on a few positions and points. Certain individuals are not here. Then we have Old Farts, TG Racing, Podium Looters, X's on Pace, GT Racing, Mobile Chicanes, the Wheel Pace, and then Bandit Racing in 11th. Again, I'm in normal circumstances, I would probably sit back and go like, I go this one, and that one will be the winner of race night. Tonight, I don't think I can call the shots. Anyone can get it. The one that stays the most consistent, the individual that drives properly, the one that takes the precautionary steps not to spin that car, let that tail whip around you. That's the one that's going to take the flag tonight. And now it's all about trying to understand who is going to do it. Warm-up lap in progress. Got our eyes all over Skitty leading the pack at this stage. Get those tires all warmed up. And let's see if the new boys can grasp the finesse of ACC. Thus far, I have to say I'm extremely impressed looking at Kuketso and Dino doing, I believe, their first race here with us on ACC, bringing it on point in the most challenging conditions thus far. So, guys to watch out for the rest of the season and the remainder of it. Again, we have 6 more races, so 2 more to go once this is finalized. And to be fair, it's not going to get any easier, because now next week we kind of took a different approach, and we're going to put the boys at Nürburgring. Well, no, sorry, tonight's Nürburgring. Next week we're going to do Mount Panorama, wet conditions, and a GT3 track, and then we will end the season off on round 6 with Brands Hatch and a GT4. So all difficult circumstances in our second season on ACC. It is all good fun. Racing is what we are here for. Loving it. Looking the cars lining up there just as they exit the Michael Schumacher races. Couple of corners more to go, and then it's all lining up for the race. Very anxious individuals. Can you feel it? It's back to us. While I have a moment, again, big ups, big thanks to all of you boys joining me on the chat. Again, hi and welcome. It's gonna be epic. 30 minutes of racing, 2 of them back to back. Guys are backing the grid, ready to rock and roll. 2 more corners. Gonna straighten it up in the final down slope straight. Oh, my English is terrible tonight. Like I want to say words, but I can't get it out of my mouth. Nonetheless, big ups, big thanks to all our sponsors for here at Logistical Nightmares. And then, of course, massive thanks to our patrons helping us entertain and bringing the entertainment to you. Without their support, we will not be in a position to. So, guys, lining up, waiting for the green. And it's green, races on. Epic start from everyone else. Gonna go look at the tail inside there from Skitty. You can see hungry list of cars hunting down Skitty, trying to capitalize the first corner. Mental theory in place. You win it by 1 corner is the race conditions. Skitty seems to have gotten it off very well, but he was passed by Kuketso. So leader of the pack, Kuketso takes it on corner 1. Skitty probably very cautious. Eleanor Dave making loads of positions. He's currently in 3rd. And again, my telemetries are all going to kick up and adjust itself. It's not there yet. Dave has done phenomenally. He has made a couple of moves. Dino has lost some individuals at the back of the pack. They are making it through very cautiously, looking well. Sarge looks like he lost a significant amount of positions, because that looks like he's either second last, which is probably not the best start for him. Telemetry slowly picking up as the guys are continuing to finish the sectors. Top of the race back, Kuketsu versus Skitty. These boys are going to battle it out for tonight. Is Kuketsu going to take the victory away from Skitty? And Paul goes, hello boss man. Hello Paul. And as we see, this is only on lap 1. Gaps are pulling out all over the place. Frankie having big battles there with Frost. Frost going on the outside line. That looks very wide to me. Daring nonetheless. Making sure he can capitalize on the corner. Right behind him is Mulgary, who's got, who is that from Charlie, I guess, and DEP. Not far behind him. Pit lane is open. Boys can go and pit. No pit stops needed this race. DEP spins it out. Too quick, too soon. Suffocates on lap 1. That is going to be detrimental to his race. Top 3 boys keeping it very tight and clean. This is just going to be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Frankie looking good, chasing down Frost. And this is just me looking at battles all over the show. Not seeing many yellow flags out there, so the guys are keeping it clean. Realizing that the one that makes it through in the next 30 minutes is going to gather as much points needed, potential podiums, potential victories. The 2 Frost and Slow boys are heading off into the distance. going to chase down Mr. Moutoir, who is currently chasing down Dino. Let's go look at the front runners. Skitty going very deep in there. That's going to compromise him going into the following corners. Also bringing Dave a lot closer to him. Giving a bit of gap between him and Kuketsu. Again, Kuketsu the man on place. Dave closing the gap down on Skitty, but that's just purely because Skitty went too deep into the one final corner, making it difficult for him to come back. Sarge making big moves count. He was way at the back of the pack there. Not 100% sure what happened to him on lap 1. Ooh, that looks like from Charlie making a big mess out of that one. Cross cutting opportunities. Ooh, cutting in the track, very close there. Him and Mulgari fighting it down the straight. Who had the better exit in the final corner? Does look like it is Mulgari. Sets up the marking point, brakes properly, gets the corner, hits the apex. It's all about smooth, soft exit. Don't overdo it. Smart and easy is the approach tonight. That's kind of what I'm going to call it now. Ooh, Charlie making a mess out of that one. I just see him bolting for the wall over there. That's going to lose lots of time for him. Back of the pack, Fireblade. He's battling with Deaky. Deaky is the one that got very unsettled coming out of the final corner on lap 1. You can see the damage on that Porsche. Again, that is just a bit of aero damage. I give him a bit of a struggle when he brakes. But it does seem like he can manage that damage. Top 3 boys looking very comfortable. No real changes up there. I am looking at where the battles are. DQ with that funky looking smiling Porsche. Chasing down Fireblade. Mr. Consistency. Not 100% sure if he is aware who he has got behind him, but he's doing his utmost best. Deaky not even got a wiper on. Must feel overly confident there. Frankie has got Sarge chasing them down. That's for 8th position. Frankie looking very good. I have to admit, for a man on a controller, he's doing phenomenal tonight. Ooh. Drifting out of the corner. Drifting into that corner. More drifting. Shall we count the drifting moments? Left, right, that's 3, 4. How he keeps it in control with the controller is absolutely amazing. Phenomenally good. Starts. The other one, 5. Oh, 6. That seems to be the key opportunity. Drifted in and drifted out. Indicate Matt. Dino under severe pressure by Moutoir, teammate of Skitty. Again, these boys are battling. New team on the block. Got his hands full with RTA Moutoir. Again, calm, cool, collected. Moutoir making dangerous moves on those curbs down there. Not 100% sure if I'll take the same line there. Car number 27 is spinning out. Or it's someone with a 7. Yeah, that was Frost on the head. I saw Frost spinning out. Frost losing lots of positions there just before Schumacher races. Bourgeois going balls to the wall every corner. Dino completing his final sector here, coming down the straight line. Dave looking very comfortable where he is. No one really challenging him in third position, so that is a potential podium for him. 20 minutes on the clock. Frost in the pits. Must have been a massive spin. Kuketso, our leader. Lap 4. Looking strong. Skitty getting a bit more momentum. Closing the gap. Again, it's all about choosing your position to make a move. It's like we all indicate, it's very easy to catch an individual. However, it is 10 times more difficult to pass him. While Gary seems to be all over the back of him, Charlie. When Charlie made a mistake earlier on. This was the corner where the accident happened. He does look more and more comfortable though. Charlie drifting it out there. Gary looking at the opportunity. Sizing his Predator up. And there I thought, just starting at the beginning of the race, I utterly, my headset was expecting these boys to struggle, expecting lots of challenges. Of course, there was a few accidents here, counting them, another one over there, that is car 12. GTA is slow. Dropping down, losing lots of positions. It looks like Robin capitalizing. Ooh, no, that's not Robin. Hard to keep track where these guys are. Oh, jeez, I love that livery look. I don't know what it is, but that just looks absolutely gorgeous. Versus that and his teammate, I do like the alternative livery. Nothing wrong with this one. This is that phenomenal black with the shades of two colors. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So Frankie in the pits, Frost in the pits. Frustration has settled in, boys. Frustration has settled in. Like you said, this is not the easiest race by far. I have to like give it up to the individuals putting it out there, sitting on track, making it count, doing the laps. But in all fairness, this is not easy. Another individual on the corner of my I-57 Fireblade spun it out. It's all going to be those who can keep the car on track, those that are not too hard on the pedals. Have to make that car settle in nicely before you go full throttle. Rule of thumb in general racing terms is wait until the nose points in a straight line before you start pedaling it. Now of course this is the Porsche cars and it probably is got lots of grunt, big pace, big turbos, big kahunas. So that is going to be a very tail happy car, whether you have it around the corner or even in a straight line. Very good battle going on here between Gary and Charlie. Or Gary not 100% sure where to move. Does look like what Charlie. Looking very settled after his slight fumble earlier on. Gary has got nothing on the table to bring it in. Ooh, bit wide. Manages to get it in play. Goes a bit wide on the outside. Does have enough down the straight. Skitty is still a distance away. RTA Mutois has lost plenty of time. At some other point, he was very close to Dino. Subsequent to that, a couple of laps later, he is about 10 seconds adrift, so something would have happened over there. Dave looking very comfortable this evening. Fantastic drive by Dave. Just looks like he's got that car well tuned in. Over the curbs, into the curbs, full throttle in, full throttle out. Must have plenty of mechanical grip on that individual, baby. Still at the back. These two boys are fighting it out. No real change here. Well, Gary doing phenomenally well. Top 10 for him so far. Let's see if he can keep it up. If he can make a move and he can make it stick, that will be 9th position for him. Two DTA's boys have struggled significantly. Couple of spins out here and there. Again, contribution livery to Intrepid Striker. God bless. May condolences to your family. I'm gonna miss him. He was a dear friend of mine. Oh. Frost, back on track. Had to have significant damage to stay in the pits that long though. Oh. Currently as we stand, just looking at Frost while he drives in 16th position. Overall, everyone is fairly spread out to one another. Doesn't look like there is much close battles in and around the vicinity of the guys. I would be surprised if any of them would ever take this cup car out again into a race condition. But to be fair, it looks good. Looks fun. Boys are doing well. Nürburgring, damn race. Logistical Nightmare on console Wednesday night. EMR team indicating that Dave is looking phenomenally strong. Dave is looking strong. Man qualified in 4th position, so he's got the pace tonight. Did a fantastic drive into corner 1, made up the position where it needed to on Dino, and his son's then stuck behind the top 3 boys. Buketso, Skitty, Dave. Again, I was kind of the opinion that Skitty can probably take this tonight. One of his first victories overall. At this far, he seems to be trailing back behind Buketso. Top 3 guys have their car planted very well. DKP making some positions up. Still battling Robin there. And again, that smiling Porsche is still looking down. Not the ideal conditions, but that aero damage doesn't seem to affect him that much. Going down the straight, Robin goes defensive instantaneously. Again, doesn't look like there is much aero damage on it. And that Porsche has got quite a bit of pace, even though that bonnet has a bit of damage. So visually it looks like couple of thousand pounds, rands, dollars just to get that bonnet fixed up. But race-wise, fairly on point. While Gary has slipped a bit behind Charlie. Charlie looking very comfortable where he is. Top 3 boys, no real changes there. Dino slightly drifting away from those individuals. And that's car 27 again, or 22. Car 20, that's Gary. Gary has spun out, lost so much time now. Who has he got right behind him? GTA is slow is on point to Gary. One tiny little mistake on track, and that is exactly what will happen. Now it's just all about staying calm, cool, and collected. Not looking at the man behind you, making sure that he does not disturb your focus or concentration. Otherwise, it's just gonna get awful. And these two guys are really, really giving each other beans. Robin and Tiki battling it out, and that looks like Mutoir. So are we gonna get a three-way battle in the next few minutes? That is the visual effects of Mutoir sitting in 5th position, and he definitely made a big error in this lap. Look at those hungry Porsches behind him. Robin and Tiki. Tiki battling it out with Robin. Not finding the pace or position to pass Robin. Robin being very defensive. Man, just watch this from this end. Tiki going left, going right, looking at places to pass. Robin not making it easy for him, that's for sure. As indicated before, it is easy to catch a car, 10 times harder to pass a car. Does Robin go defensive? Half and half, not really. Still keeps the wide line. Makes 100% sure that he can get a better exit into Schumacher. Out of Schumacher. And again, the battles between these two seems to create a further gap between him and Mutoir. So was an opportunity. I don't think it's going to be one anytime soon. Unless Mutoir makes another mistake again, which is, of course, very possible. 10 minutes of racing left. No pit stops here. We still have one more race left after this. Will the guys have learned from their mistakes? Welcome back, Tintin. Kutetsu spin out. Kutetsu spin out. Thanks for the commentators. Oh dear, no dear. Where did you boys see this? No, see. That brings up a way different scenario to what it started off with. Kuketsu leading the race, 22 minutes into the race, makes a big spin, drops down 3 positions, opens the gap for Skitty. And then of course we have Dave in 2nd place. And it does look like Dave has got a bit of a nudge on his bonnet, because that does not look as good as what it used to look. So, oh, wait, that is Kuketsu. How? Wait, hold on. I've missed something somewhere. I don't know what. I don't know how. But at some position, Dave was 2nd, and now he's 3rd, and Kuketsu's in front of him, and Dave has got damage. Something must have happened. Oh, it's the days that I need replay. Look at that damaged Porsche. From a car that looked planted, looks damaged. Kuketsu trying to chase down Skitty. Right behind him is Frost, who's being lapped at the moment, and again 3 laps down the race. Not the best of races. Skitty potential victory over here, looking phenomenally good. Again, thanks for the individual that picked that up. Coquetto spun out. I'm guessing Coquetto is streaming on the other end of it, and you guys can give me that info so quickly. Diggy P. Robin, where's Diggy? Diggy was there, but Diggy has made another mistake again. OJJ in the pits. Fireblade is close to Sarge, but not close enough. Well, from a battle. Oh, that looks like Sarge. There is big spin. Massive accident there by Sarge. He will lose one, not one, but 2 positions. Well, no fairness. Let's have a look at the leader of the race. See if we can pick up how it should be done. This is how it should not be done. Right in front of him is Frankie, so 2 back markers here. Well respected there by the front runner. Very smooth, very gentle approach here by Skitty. Slight drift here and there. Taking it so slow through there. And you can see how hesitant Skitty is by going onto any of the curves at this moment. Phenomenal example there by Skitty. 3 minutes left of the racing. He just looks smooth and solid as a rock. From the word get-go, sadly Coquetto did spin out and gave that position back to Skitty. Skitty leading by 10 seconds. No real close battles at the moment. There was a few Charlie, Mulk, Gary had there, but Gary spun out. Frost has had a few accidents here and there. 2 minutes of racing left, and these pushes are so delicate, so precise, so fast. Like, I've had the opportunity to do a multi-class race with these cars, and believe you me, down any straight line, it was quick. Coming through any corner, it just doesn't like it. It's not a corner-to-corner car, but a straight line on any given moment. I would probably guess, even down Paul Ricard, this Porsche Cup will outdrive any GT3. Or most. From a positioning point of view, near to close. Of course, Robin sitting very comfortable there in 5th position. It's all about those guys. At the beginning of the race, before we started, the indication was the one that can keep it on the black stuff is the one that will gain plenty of points tonight. And this is what these top 5 have done. Tiki has had a couple of incidents here and there, but still a great drive from him, considering that I believe he didn't even put a qualifying lap on. Mr. Charlie there had a fumble at the beginning of the race, since then made it up, looking very solid. And this is all going to build confidence for the guys on the next race. So expect to see very little incidents in the following race. 30 minutes is gone, good practice time. Hoping for better, closer racing in the next one. Boudoir has dropped out. Oh, and just as I spoke about it, he is spun out completely, putting the car in reverse and pulling it off again. Not the race he wanted, because he was really looking good in 5th. Originally dropped down all the way to 8th. Gary was 9th, still fantastic. Sarge over there, 11th. Fireblade in 10th. Slow in 12th. Not what Team Valentino wanted today. They are the leading team currently within the championship. This is not going to be their best of races. They're probably going to wish they can scratch this off and come back on the second one, capitalize on that, make big numbers and big points, and see how that goes. But from a damage point of view, very few have survived. This is your leader of the race, Skitty won. I think this is his first victory of the season. Again, up for grabs was the win. He does take it very well, and he can capitalize on it tonight. Love to hear his thoughts. I don't think I have enough time for that, but if I can grab 1 or 2 guys, I would probably do so. Ketso looking fine. Final corner for Skitty. Taking the checkered flag. First 30-minute racing done and dusted. Qualified first. Wins the race. Phenomenal drive by Skitty. He is closely followed by Kuketsu. New guy on the block. Brought it into second from a qualifying position. Finishes in second. Eleanor Dave. Got a back marker right there ahead of him. Not 100% sure who that is. Setting it off to finish in 3rd place, taking the final podium for race night. Now, in my head I'm going like, will I get Dave in an interview session? DMRE Dino in 4th, didn't talk a lot about him, but nonetheless, first drive for him on ACC, a year at Logistical Nightmare. Very well known character at GT Sport. Diki, and oh, that is not the finish we expect to see. Diki slowing down, giving the position back to Robin. What great sportsmanship, gents. Phenomenal to see that. Probably a slight tap there by Tiki on the final couple of corners. That just sent Robin all the way straight. Tiki goes like, I'm not going to take that victory. All yours back, given back. Well done. Mulgari in 7th. Final corner for him. Fireblade will be in 10th position. Deco. Great race there by Fireblade. AC Moutois in one of the most beautiful Porsche liveries I've seen, and again I love that livery. Taking position 9. And Charlie is somewhere. I'm not so sure if he has finished, but it looks like it. So, let's round it up. Timetables. Race 1. Qualifying standings was Skitty, Kuketsu, Dino, Dave, and Frost, making it up in the top 5 positions. Ooh, I'd love to just take a snapshot of that. Then, race 1, position 1, Skitty taking the victory, followed by Kuketsu, Dave, Dino, Robin, Diki, Mulgari, Fireblade, Mutua, Charlie, Sarge, GTA is slow, Anthony, and then of course we have Frankie in 13th, OJJ in 14th, Kale in 15th, Frost in 16th, and then joining us late but still here making for race number 2 is Checo. Welcome, Checo. Hope you have fun. Session has ended. Couple of minutes of breaks here for the guys. Not 100% sure if I can get them all in, but I'm gonna make a note of it. Tonight we're gonna have some commentating by certain individuals, those that have won for the races. All I'm doing is making notes of it. Skitty, Dave, Koketsu, gonna join the interview list, but I'm not gonna grab them now because there's only limited time left. These boys are gonna take a slight break. We are gonna take a slight break, so don't go away. We will be right back. Back we are, ladies and gentlemen, those on the stream, welcome back. Thank you for your patience, love, and support. This is race 2, 30 minutes, second session. No real difference in the qualifying session. For those of you who have missed, go back, rewind, watch that. It was epic. Even if we look at the timetables at the moment, Skitty was the one that taking it on a qualifying session, beating the guys by the blocks off the bat. Race 2 is almost ready to start. Boys are getting prepared. They've now had 30 minutes prior to this. Lots of practice in race 1. We're going to head off and do race 2, which I hope is going to be just as entertaining as race 1. And from experience, I would guess quite a few guys have learned a lot from the first one. So there's two things that can happen. One, we're all going to go balls to the wall, or two, guys are going to be way more cautious than what they did in the first race. Hopefully learn from what has happened, and I'm confident a few of the guys are going to go like, they've given the best probable position they've ever had in a racing experience away, not being in a position to capitalize a better victory. And of course, Kuketsu was on for a victory, took himself out, gave the victory to Skitty. That was his first race win, so that was good to see. Dave taking and clinching the final podium spot. Individuals like GTA is fast, GTA is slow, didn't have the best of races, so plenty up for grabs. Warm-up lap in process. Hello everyone, and I'm gonna go, hey, big ups, welcome. I see Kalen on the chat. Apparently this man is traveling the globe or is in Cape Town. So let's see. I don't know which direction it's gonna go on the second round. That's to be fair. Recapping it, qualifying was phenomenal. Race 1, phenomenal. Again, for those that don't know, these boys are at the Nürburgring in a cup car, the Porsche Cup car on Assetto Corsa. And to bring it matters worse, or to make it more interesting, these individual cars don't have traction control. They do have ABS though, but no traction control. And it is wet. It's gonna stay wet. It's gonna remain wet. No pit stops needed, therefore a good 30-minute sprint session. Everything up for grabs. Can Skitty take a second victory, or will Kuketsu lead the race as he did on race 1 and finish it off with a victory? And again, a first victory for him, as far as I know, on ACC at Logistical Nightmare Racing. This is round 4, team versus team, LNR style, at Console Boys, bringing it to you Wednesday nights, every Wednesday night, for the remainder of the season. Big ups, big thanks to all our sponsors for their support. Twins Motorsport, Sky Coffee, Steakhouse Red, and then of course, massive thanks to our Patreon members making all of this possible, and then of course supporting the community, bringing it all here. And then of course thank you guys for sitting and chatting with me on the stream. I might not watch everything you say, I just got it by the wink of my eye, Mr. Anthony Wilson calling me Dr. Evil. I have to be fair, wasn't intended, but this is how we roll. Guys lining it up on the final corner. This is where the race is going to start. Let's see how this goes. Moment of silence, waiting for the green light. It's a go! Green, green, green. Race is on. Just gonna do a quick flying night. Will Kuketsu go very wide again, the same as what he did the first time around? Skitty being very defensive, taking the line. Kuketsu going on the inside line. Oh, and of course Skitty was aware of it. He was trying to cover that, clearing it off, not making it matter, but he sticks it on the inside line. Kuketsu going very wide into corner 3. Will he have the run? No, he doesn't. Skitty takes it off the bat. Dave has a phenomenal drive again, kicking it off the bat. These 3 boys are killing it this evening. Dino not that far. Oh, guys are being very cautious. I'm seeing late breaks, individual breaks. Dave challenging Kuketsu. Kuketsu goes wide. Dave takes the position. He is now in second place. What a move. Dives in for it. Grabs an opportunity. That is phenomenal. Dave knows he's got the pace. That car is on point tonight. Few cars spinning in the back. Again, the telemetry. Dave makes a big mistake going into the Schumacher race. It comes back on track, spins it out, loses the positions he's made. Is he going to fall into place? Mutua looking big, hungry eyes, thinks he can capitalize on it. Didn't. Dave covered the marker very well over there. Charlie is in the pits. Dear, so much has happened. Just in the first few corners, I have to go and take a sip because I cannot keep up with the momentum of what has just occurred. This is where the question is Dave going to settle in nicely? No, Dave has made another mistake. No, he's not. He has not. Phew. I got scared there for a moment. Sorry, boys and girls. I kind of jumped the gun on that moment. But what I can tell you is this man is hungry. Hungry for victory is the content of it. He is all over the back of Dino. That is not a position he wanted to find himself. Made an epic move on the first lap, couple of corners to Kuketsu. Made it stick. Kuketsu going very wide. Dave takes the inside line, makes it count, goes into the Michael Schumacher S's, misses it out, comes back on track, and now he sits behind Dino, who's currently in third. And of course, based on the previous race conditions, Dave was very quick. But now sitting behind the car, you need to understand and know where to make it count. AC Mutua doing a lot better than what he did in the previous round, and again, nothing taken away from him. He was well positioned on race 1, made a few errors and dropped all the way back down. GTA is slow, looking phenomenally well. Mulgari very well positioned where he is. He's chasing down slow. Again, of consistency and what has been served previously, Mulgari is the one to watch out for, and I think he's going to do very well this time around. Checo, 30-second stop go. That is quite unusual. Something tells me there was an accident at some point, because when Charlie's in the pits, Fireblade's in the pits, Robin's in the pits, that doesn't sound promising at all. 3 individuals in the pit lane. Doesn't look like any one of them kicked off the marker. Had to have had a big accident over there. Sarge chasing down Frost. Frost is really struggling tonight. Between him and his teammate, it's definitely not a race that they are going to talk about for the rest or the remainder of the week. Unhappy faces is kind of where I'm going with. DKP. Ooh, that's a wild entry there by Cal VDP. Probably lost it, tried to gain momentum, didn't want to go into the pits. Nonetheless, DKP making up positions. Going back to the front runner, boys. Let's see where this sits. Dave hunting down Dino, wanting to make up those positions he had can he thus do so is the question. Or can Dino stick it out, keep Dave behind him for the next 25 minutes is what I call it, and it's gonna be a long race. Because ideally, the new team on the block, Kuketsu and Dino, I believe, are teammates. They are going to try and capitalize as much points as they can for this race. And again, in the middle of the season, they're round one. So everything up for grabs. Probably not much in contention for the championship at the end of it. It's all going down to based on the fast ones, Team Valentino, and then of course the Pace Boys, whereby KLM Pace is not here tonight. So everything up for grabs. Those three boys are what I would call big contenders for the remainder of the season. And let's just go recap on the points in the standings. This is where we are. Valentino is on top. Team Pace Corn is second. And then of course we have the fastest team in third position. So again, these individuals are the ones that I would expect make phenomenal moves and dives. The new DMR team here, coming in mid-pack of the season. I think they will be much in contention to the championship, but most certainly going to make it difficult for these guys to get a lot of points up for grabs. So everyone that has capitalized on making points tonight is the guys prior to this, because it's not going to be easy going forward. Dave all over the back of Dino and just doesn't know what to do. Whoa! Commentator's curse. Big spin out there by Dave. Not going his way today. That is angry Dave, and I'm hoping to get him onto the commentators later on once this is finished, but that's going to drop him down all the way to the back. Big massive accident there by him. Absolutely unfortunate. That just opens the gap to everyone ahead of him. AC Mutois in fourth place. Team, the fastest ones, could gain a lot from this one. And then of course Mulgary into the top 5. Talk about an unusual scenario. Stop go speeding for the pit lane, 1 lap remaining for Checo. That man needs to enter the pits by the end of this lap, otherwise that's going to be an automatic disqualification just by the server itself, and that's hoping he realizes that. Mulgary looking very stable in this second run. And of course another surprise, Frankie in 6. Let's hope he can keep it up. He is looking well. Again, the guy with the controller drifting every corner as best as he can. We saw it on the race 1. I mean, within the first couple of corners, we noted 5 drifts from him. So he goes hard into the corner, exits it out, puts the throttle, and then works the magic on that car. Look at that. I am going to go and look at the steering control, like realistically. Unbelievable. That is gobsmacking unbelievable. Big ups to him, man. If I could stand up and give this man an applaud, I will most certainly do so. How he does it is just unreal. Dave trying now to fight back, and I think wondering what went wrong. It looked so good from the beginning, and it just went horribly wrong for him. Checo coming into the pits, he has a stop-go penalty. Sarge all the way at the back of the race. Oof, definitely not having the best of second races. That I can assure you. Nor does Frost, who is trying to chase down Sarge. Sarge looking very angry, to be fair. So does Frost. Oof. I don't know why they go off track that much. Is that like a dry racing line cooling down the wet tires? So wet tires are heating up throughout the race. There is some sort of dry line there. So every time the guys come down the straight line, they tend to go across the wet side of it to get that heat cool down. So it's either they've got too much PSI there, or it's just overly done, or not too wet. Jacko in the pits. Skitty still looking comfortable at this moment. Again, much better drive from him this time around. Ketso got held up, well, in theory not held up, but he was challenged by Dave in the first couple of corners. Lost 2 positions from race start. Boutois is now closing the gap between him and Dino. He's got that white and yellow Porsche ahead of him, but in all essence he has got Mulgary not far from him, and I believe the car behind him is that Frost? Yes, that is Frost. So Frost is right behind Boutois. Looking far better than what he did in the first race. So I'm not 100% sure what happened in the beginning of the race, but he did go and pit, so it could have been a massive accident or some sort that caused that, and whatever occurred made this man aggressively angry, because he is flying. OJJ doing a good race now. This could probably be one of the best races for OJJ. That's just if he keeps it on track. So I'm holding my thumbs. He looks to be into the top 10, and so is Kale, also looking good. Again, what a big change. What a big scenario. Gave these people 30 minutes of free practice, theoretically, in the first race. And now they come back, balls through the wall. OJJ is currently in 9th. Boutois has the opportunity to grab 4th position, trying to close the gap onto Tino for the potential podium. So that is going to be very interesting. OJJ's just gotta keep it on track. Just keep it cool, just keep it calm. Finish as it is, and this will be his best race position finish. So, holding thumbs. I really hope this is a good race to him. I mean, he's been putting it down, joining us week by week, struggling with it, but hasn't given up yet. And then, of course, we have Frankie, the drift king of the Porsche Cup car. I'm just going to call him that. I'm sorry, but this man, in a controller, how he does it, baffles me. Okay, big ups here. Dino is going to get challenged very soon. You can see Croquetto lining it up. And I'm not 100% sure whether Boutois is being pushed and persevered by Frost. But Frost is keeping up with him. So is this one of those scenarios where you want to showcase that you're quicker than the guy behind you? Or is it just Frost persevering and shunting Boutois on, going like, let's go, I need to catch up, lots of positions to gain. He is a lap behind, he's going deep down, deep into the wet patches. Boutois a lot closer to Dino halfway through the race. Ooh, did he just go wide there accidentally, or just let the man go purely because it's too much pressure? Rather just focus on his race. I do love the driving styles of the guys, man. They're so cautious. I mean, Frost did come out of the pits. Frost is trying to unlap himself, trying to get a better race position finish for him. Him and his teammate have got plenty to fight for. And then, of course, you get Mutua, who was slowly gaining on Dino. Decided just on corner one just to go a bit wide and let the man through, because he's either getting significant pressure from him or it's just one of those case scenarios. It's not your battle. Frost, on the other hand, is looking like a demon on wheels. Is that what the man needed? Bit of anger, bit of frustration? I don't know. If I had a telemetry on me, I would say this man is doing personal best, lap by lap by lap. Lost a bit of momentum there, but epic race to him. And of course, big ups, man, for everyone on the stream, watching the stream. From my end and from the family of Eleanor, big condolences to Interpret Stryker and his family. He shall be missed. This livery you are watching at this moment is in memory of Stryker. Big thanks to Team Valentino, showcasing what was a legend, what will always be a legend, and what would always be a friend to the community. So, any happenings on Skitty? 12 minutes off to go. Well, just over 12 minutes of racing time. He is looking very strong. Double victory is up for grabs tonight. And just as I said it, man, I kind of still feel like if Eleanor Pace was here, we would have had very close battles here. These two guys have been giving each other beans week by week. This week the man is not available or present to represent himself, but I am 99.9% confident that if he was, it would have been a phenomenal race. Like Wilson says, Angry Panda. Yeah, I kind of think so. So, good noted on it. And no offense to Panda. Panda, dear friend of us, drives for Team Eleanor on the PC side of it. Even when you get angry, you drive like a demon. And that is exactly what Frost is doing at this moment. Boutois losing a bit of grips over there. There's no real battles there. Car. Just as I said that. Commentator's curse. I'm not gonna look at that. There is his teammate. Now his teammate is chasing down OJJ, who's still having a good drive. I have hopes here. I have good hopes. OJJ is now in 8th position. Looking phenomenally well. But so does Slow. Slow has passed Gale, who was a position ahead of him. Dave still trying to nurse his car all the way back. Started the race. Had big eyes on his shoulder. Just couldn't get it done and counted where it needed to. No real other close battles from what I can see, so taking a sip over here. So let's go look at this. Let's look at it from Kuketso's view this time. Previous race, first 30 minutes, we kind of was watching Skitty go around the track. Look at those gentle steering movements. Hard on the brakes. Whoa. I don't know about you guys, but anyone that is a sim racing, just looking at that, the steering input, as gentle as he wants to be, as soft as he want to go, it just looks so challenging. Like he's got to be so gentle, and every time the car moves, he moves. How these boys do it tonight, I don't know. Big ups to the event admin team for bringing this. It's impressive. Phenomenally impressive. No real changes anywhere else. Frankie currently in the top 6 position. OJJ still in 7. Dave is chasing down Frankie. Again, this could be one of Frankie's best finishing positions. I don't know how he looks at that. But Dave needs to try and capitalize on this. Whether he can, that's a different story. As I said the whole night through, on Nürburgring, it's very easy to catch a guy, someone there off track. But it is very hard to pass in. That is car number 7, which is Sarge. The Sarge went there off track, and he's going to be chased down by Frost. Those three boys are going to battle it now in the next couple of minutes. Going to be potentially close. How that plays out, I'm not 100% sure. I am looking at Frankie, who is being chased down by Dave. Top 5 boys. Mark Gary looking good for a very fantastic finish to him. Again, Mr. Gary is one of our good patrons. So is Dave. So is Sarge. So I can see plenty of bragging rights going on. Snell's gonna go, I beat Dave, and it seems to be the biggest challenge between Mark Gary and Dave is to see who can beat Dave. What a legend. What a man. What a race. Alvin on stream going, good luck to those boys in the cup cars. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be them. But I somehow want to do this. I really want to see if I can do a scheduled race whereby I try and drive the cup car for the first time in my life. I've never touched it on a personal perspective. I don't think I ever planned to do that, but one day someone's going to force me to do it, and then I might or might not enjoy it. But I will definitely provide feedback on that. Whether it will be positive or negative, I'll give you some feedback. From what I know and from what I've learned and from what I've seen on track, these Porsche Cup cars are made for straight line speed. That is as simple as it is. Coming corner, entry and exit, not so great. Having no traction control, it's not going to make it easy for these boys. Last and final minutes for them. Well, 6 minutes to go in all fairness. Frankie battling it out, day in, corner out, is not easy for Dave. Again, OJJ in 9th place. To be fair, I give big ups and big ups to the guys and the underdogs. Like OJJ is, to me today, one of the drivers of the day. Frankie, for sure. No two ways about it. These two individuals, purely just because of what has occurred during the season. OJJ has been battling it out from the back every race, and this is going to be one of his best finishes. And the same accounts for this man, Mr. Eleanor Gale VDB Pace. A moment of silence there, because I should not have said anything, if ever. And I don't believe that's a commentator's curse. Ouch. My ouch. And ouch. That went from a beautiful Porsche Cup car to a very damaged, dented one. So, not 100% sure how he's going to survive it. can still probably make it. Miles ahead of Sarge, hoping Sarge won't be in a position to capture him. Again, anything up for grabs. Dave has made a move on Frankie though. I've just missed that. So big ups to Dave there, taking the position. He is one up on Frankie. Gonna do his utmost best to create that back gap and move away from him. I'm fairly confident he can. Two different scenarios, two driving skill sets at play. That is 7th position, 6 positions for Dave. Frankie goes in 7th. Mr. Slow is still in 8th. And what has happened? Again, something I've missed. Oh no, I have missed that. Skitty spun out. Doesn't look like he had any damage on him, but Skitty is now in 2nd position. Gugetto up for the victory. It is what it is. The tables have turned. Dino in 3rd. Final minutes of the race. It wasn't an easy race for Gugetto this time. This time around, he has not spun around. In the previous 30-minute race, he was leading the race all the way through till the final minutes and then had a slight, I don't know, spin around, fender bender. Not 100% sure what happened, but he lost it, gave the winning to Skitty. This time, the roles are reversed. Skitty leading from first to end, potentially had a spin around and has given that position to Gugetto. How things move on. And now Dave is on the move to Mulgari. Now if ever I've wanted to watch a finishing, this is what I want to see. Mulgari had to have spun around or lost somewhere. But we have a race, boys. We have a race. I wish you could see the smile on my face. Dave versus Snail. This is for 4th position. Can Dave make it up in the final few sectors of the race? And again, I probably think there's only like 1 lap left. So anything can happen. No! No! That is not what Dave would have wanted. That is for sure. Pulls the gap. Gary is saved. No Dave behind him. It opens up the position. I'm fairly sure Frank is now in 5th. How things have changed. Mutua is in 7th. He has had struggles out, or so much has happened in the last final corner. Leader on the final lap. Mutua looking phenomenally well in 4th. Lost 3 positions so far. Now he is behind. Behind or ahead? He's ahead of Dave, behind Frankie. Frankie in 1st position. Hold on to your horses, boys and girls. This is not yet finished. I was like, it is almost done and settled, and look at this. Skitty chasing down Gugetto. Don't think he's gonna have enough time to make it happen though. Couple of corners left for Gugetto to take his victory. Ooh, I need to extend the invite here for sure, and I'm hoping I'm gonna get everyone in chat. I think in all fairness, those are the boys that are up for grabs and in for a win. corners there for Kuketsu. Everything looking good. Skitty is chasing him down, but like I said, I don't think there's enough time for Skitty to make up what has been lost. And victory goes to Kuketsu, closely followed there by Skitty. Did everything he can to make up the space. Wasn't in a position to do so. Dino, last and final corners for him. Will he be able to hold it up and take third place? He does so. Third and final podium, Mulgary. Phenomenal drive by this man from start to finish on the second race. I mean, stuck it out neck and neck. Didn't puncture or falter under the pressure. Taking his fourth place. Frankie and fifth driver of the day, in my opinion. To be fair, RTA Mutois in sixth. Dave heading down the final straight line for his seventh place. Would have been a way better race for him if it didn't go his way. GTA is slow, nearly at the end. Crossing the line in 8th position. Big drive again by OJJ. So busy with it. Even my headset is overly excited and it's pinging at me. That's how good the race was tonight. Although, to be fair, I need to charge it at some other point. For some reason, it didn't charge last night. Big drive by OJJ, taking 9th position. Of course, we've got Kale in 10th, Sarge in 11th, Frost in 12th. Not the best races for him tonight. Checo in 13th, Charlie in 14th, Robin 15th, Fireblade in 16th. Gotta admit, boys and girls, this was really a good second race, so I am hoping I can get some of the individuals into the interview box. Also gotta make sure that I've got everything captured and in place. So let's go listen to the guys and hear what is up for grabs. Taking it on. Wait, let me go there. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, I had to move myself to a different location. Can I get you to unmute him? Are you muted? Nope. Let me to bring you back in. There we go. No. Kitty runs away every time. Let me just go to another location. Okay, I'm just gonna take all three you boys in here. It doesn't seem to work in any other channel. So, in the waiting room, which is supposedly being the interview room, and I just want to make sure I've got all my channels up and running before I get you boys to talk. Okay, so let's go live. Yes, all is well. Back in the interview box, boys, we have three of the boys, so it doesn't seem like I'm gonna get Dave in here. So let me go off and say congratulations to you gentlemen for your race, aka Skitty. I mean, in all fairness, I gotta ask. I have to ask this one question to you. You qualify first. Gave the race away in race 1 to Koketsu, who then make it up and then win it, and then you give it up in the second race. Like, explain that to me.
So the game did that weird thing at the start, because I was in my green box. I don't know if Koketsu was in his green box, but his car was ahead of mine at the start.
So is that where he got the position and the gap onto you on race 1?
In race 1, yes.
Utter disappointment. But nonetheless, man, it seems like a very challenging track, to be fair. I mean, you did take, I think, believe your first victory thus far in this season. It's been a challenging uphill for you getting it there. So how does it feel taking that one victory now?
No, definitely. And for to be at this track with this car combo, it's quite a satisfying victory, I must say.
And then for race two, what happened there? Because I missed it on the stream, so I'm guessing you spun out. I didn't see any damage on
Yeah,
your
so
car.
yeah, so the tires just they had like cried enough already by that point. So I went a little deep and then ran a little bit onto the AstroTurf on the outside, and the car just went around.
Oh, and now noting down that you were catching Koketsu very quickly in the final laps, did you by any chance think that you can regain your position?
You know, I live by never giving up. I mean, until you cross the line, something can always happen.
Okay, so in fairness, it was tricky. It was difficult. Would you concur? Would you ever do this again?
No, for sure. It was very difficult, very challenging, but I would do it again in a heartbeat.
All good, man. All good. And your teammate had a bit of struggles, but it does seem like you guys are slowly getting up there from a points position. So fantastically well. Speak of the devil himself, who I also want to get hold of on too is Dave. So Dave, welcome to the chat room. I think next
Yeah.
on my list would be Kuketsu. So Kuketsu, you capitalized on race one. Again, books turned in that race. You didn't get the winning position, but you got it in the second one. I mean, from your standing, you are new to the season. How was that for you?
Tonight was very difficult. This car around here in the damp, it's super difficult to drive. The first race, I on the start, I don't know for what reason, but I was in my green box, but I was still ahead of Skitty. So I don't know what happened there. And then later on in the race, with about 12 minutes to go, I then lost the rear end into turn two. Yeah. But race two, I just didn't have the pace. Skitty broke away. He was so quick. And then unfortunately he made that mistake. And yeah, I went past, but then I cooked my tires. So the last 4 laps, I just didn't have any rear end. So it was basically just trying to keep it on track at that point. But overall, the 2 races, they were fun.
No, that's good. That's good, man. So this is the first race for the season for you, and of course the other individual also in the chat, yet Dino, we will probably get to much later because I am eyeing out to get Dave on speaker tonight. A man with very many words on Discord, but very few have heard from him. Um, Dave, I have one question to you. How big was your eyes in race two?
Yeah, race two was a bit of a shambles, to be honest. I knew that I had to look after the tires, especially after the first round. I managed to connect OJ in the race one, and I just limped home in race one. But in race two, it was just I just thought, look, just save tires as fast and as well as I could. But it was just a mess from the word go. But yeah, sticking behind Dino, it was quite nice, and then having to see Gary, it was also fun. And then being stuck behind Drift King, Frankie, that was a bit crazy, and that was a bit. I mean, I'm feeling a bit nauseous now from the movement of that car in front of me.
I was wondering what you were going to say about that. So in race one, you come into taking the third and final podium. Um, you and your teammate Uncle Charlie, who's new to the racing scene on ACC, how is that coming along? Are we expecting more greatness for next week on Mount Panorama? I know you are known as the the, the king of the wet races. So are you going to go big there? You expect good things? How's that
I
progressing
think
for you?
I think next week is going to be a little bit of tonight. I wouldn't say wet king, but I think it just comes down to know when you can take chances and when you shouldn't take chances. I think a wet Mount Panorama is going to kill a lot of people. Just like, I mean, you managed to get a groove tonight, and then when you least expect it, you find yourself in the wall. So next week there's plenty of walls, and I'm expecting a lot of people again then. Uncle Charlie, he's doing well. We try and help him where we can. It's never easy picking up a new game like this. It's completely different to where a lot of the guys have come from. Gran Turismo Sport is fairly easy to adapt to. You just jump in, press drive, and go. This is a lot more work.
Yeah, phenomenal, man. On the chat is going mad, and they probably want to go like, "How does it feel to be beaten by the snail?" Is kind of the question, which I'm fairly sure you're going to commentate a lot on in Discord. But just to get your
Yeah,
overview of how that is.
to be beaten by the snow.
Yes.
This is the second. It's the second time this season. I don't think it's going to live it down anytime soon. But yeah, well done to Gary. We were expecting a podium from him.
Yeah.
He's put in a lot of time this week, and unfortunately, race one didn't go his way. Qualifying, unfortunately, pulled him back. But yeah, race two, well done, Gary.
Oh, good. And then, of course, the guy in race 2 with the final time podium, Mr. Dino, who I also believe is your first race on ACC. So, what did you take from that? How did you experience both races? Missed out on a podium on the first one, but then managed to capitalize it on the second one.
Sharks, I must admit that I didn't miss out on a podium there. I got gifted a P4. Let me just swap that coin around. It was quite awesome. It's my first race. I didn't expect this to know. I mean, having seen Frust and those guys and I don't know Dave's times and stuff, they were a lot more consistent. So it was quite good. So I'm privileged to have been or qualied where I'd qualied, to be honest. And then race pace, I knew I could do high 203s, but there's no way I was going to be able to do 15 laps solid on low 204. So I told myself, just listen, it's your first race, just don't come and try and pull a Dino. So I just said, just do high 204s and just keep going and not make mistakes. And like Dave and then pulled away on the first race, I knew I could be closer, a lot closer, but to the risk of what? I just accepted my position in the field, knowing the three guys ahead of me are faster, the guys behind me, 2-3 are faster. So just stick it out. Just don't fight for time, don't fight for anything. Just be happy with your position. But I think I had the Bada effect tonight. I mean, race 1 and race 2. Literally every time somebody catches up to me, because I'm chilling, I've got no worries. Then the guys catch up, and then as soon as they reach half a second from you, or 3 or 4 tenths, it's like a Dino fix, like Bada. They just kept destroying themselves. So it was quite fun.
No, good, man. It's good to hear you enjoying it, and we hope to see more of this in the upcoming season. Again, we're doing all these interviews things now, so trying to progress and ingress and get better. Back onto, I would probably go back onto Kuketsu and Skitty. I mean, for the two guys taking the victory tonight, what would be your final words? Anything you could share from your racing experience? I mean, the floor is yours, boys.
Yeah, just to have a sim racer of Koketsu and even of Dino's caliber from a different sim coming to ACC, and then we're able to then have good clean fighting out on track with him. That's really a nice thing to be able to have.
Good ups. Kuketsu, final words from you?
I just wanted to say thank you to Eleanor for hosting the event, and well done to Skitty and Dino and everybody else who raced tonight. It was a pleasure racing with you guys. I had some really good fun, especially the start of race 2. And yeah, I just hope that we can get closer to the pace of Skitty and some of the other quick gens in Eleanor for the next race.
Thanks, man. Well, James, thanks for joining. Again, I'm probably not the best interviewee. My questions is predominantly trying to grasp what you get and gathered. I really appreciate everything and everyone has done. Next week, to everyone on the stream, catch you on Mount Panorama GT3s in the wet conditions. Same time, same place. Stream will be live, and we will be doing this one more time. 2 more races to go. Catch you all later. Thanks to all our sponsors and, of course, all our Patreon members. Good night. God bless. Goodbye. Ciao, ciao.